What's happening, everybody? Are you making enough money? Are you happy with where your small business is at? Have you got money pouring out of your ears? If you're like most of the people from the stats that I look at, you're not. You're struggling and you're doing multiple things to try and make ends meet, particularly with small businesses. That's why I'm here. I'm Dr. Mark Lane, and I'm specifically trying to help those smaller businesses become successful big businesses. That's my goal. So we've been talking about startup-based activities for quite a while now, and I want to continue that. We've got lots more to talk about. In particular, let's talk about ways to make more money, and that's the topic for today. So let's start off with talking about your product. You probably did a really good job mapping everything out as long as you've been following along. So you have talked with your customers like I told you. Remember I said, get out of your office. Go talk to those customers. Figure out what they want, what they need, because that's the only way you're going to be able to make something that they will find beneficial and that they will pay you for, because that's the whole point, right? We want them to pay us. So you talk to your customers, you figured out their problems, you made your product or your service match and have the features that are consistent with what they're looking for, and you figured out your business model, that pesky little business model that's how do I make money enough to keep doing what I'm doing, right? You did all this because we've talked about these things along the way. And if you'd like to talk in detail about any more of this, please feel free to let me know. There's hours and hours and hours worth of conversations that we can continue with this. But we've got all this down. Now it's a question of what comes right after this. Well, if you're in a normal startup, these are the things that you've done while you're developing your product. So now I've got the product and I'm just about to launch, or it's a new service or a new thing that I'm bringing out and I'm just about to launch. Most of the time in most of the companies, you've gone out and you've hired your VP of sales, your marketing people, you've got salespeople, you've got engineering staff that's supporting the salespeople, and you're probably having new documents made every couple of days because they haven't quite figured out their message yet, and you're confident that your salespeople will figure it out. Yeah, no, they won't figure it out. That is a sign that you are screwed. You are in bad, bad trouble, and you need to get a handle on this right now. So you talk to your sales manager, and you're not making enough sales, but he's like, any day now, any day, I've got this. I've got a good solid pipeline. These people are going to close. These people are going to sign. I know they will. And I've been there. Trust me, I've been there. I've had the king of, yes, we're coming, we got it, I got this, and then it doesn't happen the way that you think. And that wonderful sales pipeline that you thought you had is an illusion. It's a fairy tale. How can we fix this? What can we do about this? First, I want you to ask one question. You go to those people, because remember, we haven't quite launched yet. We're in the final stages right before we're going to launch. You go to those top 2 or 3 customers that you think your sales team has told you, yeah, they're going to close, they're going to buy it. You go to them and you tell at least a couple of them, if I give you the product for free, would you install it and use it across your company and give us valuable feedback on this? And I'm willing to bet you that many of those customers that you had they're going to close. They're going to tell you no. They're going to say, no, it's not urgent enough. We don't think that this is an important enough problem. They're going to make an excuse for why they wouldn't even take your product for free when your sales team was convinced they were done. They're in. We're good. We're golden. If they won't even take it for free, this is what I'm talking about. You're in bad, bad trouble. All of that big magical pipeline that you thought was coming over the next couple of months, it's gone. It is not there. This is what happens if you follow a typical launch process for a sales-based thing where it's product-based. This is the wrong approach. This is not a successful technique in new companies. In big existing companies where you know your customers, you've got a handle on them, this can work. In startups, this does not work. This is a terrible strategy, and this is where most people go out of business, or at least many people go out of business. I want you to develop a sales process. You have to have a concrete thing that says, I do this, and this leads to this, and this leads to this. I run this ad over here, and then I do this thing over here, and that leads to customers. You have to develop your sales process, and you have to validate your business model. You have to know that it actually will generate sales and will generate customers and will make you enough money where you can stay in business. This is the problem, particularly in startups, when following a normal product development model. What sorts of things can I do to make sure that this is more successful? Let's ask some questions. Is my product a good fit, and does it fit the market well? Is my product a good product and is a good fit for the market in this particular situation? You need to understand the sales process. Go ask questions. Get out of the office and go do the work necessary for you to figure this out. Is it repeatable? If this took a huge amount of effort for you to get this one sale, and you looked at the dollar value of that sale and it's not a huge sale, then this is not repeatable. You're not going to be able to do this over and over again. People aren't going to spend massive amounts of time to get small results in the payoff if they're your salespeople and they're working on commission or commission-based. Do I have a workable channel? Do I have a way to get this from A to B on a consistent basis? Is this scalable? Can I do this over and over and over again? If I hire more salespeople, can they follow my process that we've built and then do this more? Because that's what you want. You want something that scales. You want to figure out the process and then you plug in other people to do that work for you. Because remember, like we've talked about before, if you have to do everything, you have a job, you're going to get tired and you're going to end up stopping. And that's not what we want. That's not a recipe for success. But if you turn this around and follow my advice, you will succeed, you will come out the other end, and you'll very rapidly get to a point where you have other people that are doing the work for you and you're getting the benefits. So recap, when you have particularly a startup and you're bringing out a new product or a service, we need to figure out the sales process. We need to validate your business model. We need to validate that sales cycle. It needs to be scalable, it needs to be repeatable, and then you need to go do it. You need to execute on that plan. I'm Dr. Mark Lane. Thank you for joining me. I greatly appreciate it. If you have anything that you would like to talk about, drop it in the comments below. I'll be happy to cover it. And if you need help launching that small business of yours and making it a big one, let me know. I'm your guy. Thanks.